Guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video on the channel. And today we are playing, we're not playing anything actually. Today we are doing, finally, a Game of the Year tier list. Okay, so you guys have been requesting this for quite a while actually. I would say it's been a year and a half. One of you's requested it, and then I saw a couple of others come up when I've mentioned it in videos. So I thought, you know what, this is the year we're going to do it. We're going to start doing Game of the Year. So the games that I played on the channel, put them into a list, compile them, and do it. So the time of filming this, it's the 30th of December. So right on time, I nearly didn't do it, and I decided, you know what, we've got to do this, man. So we have here in this list 17 games. So we'll start from the bottom and I'll work our way up, because some of these I forgot I actually played this year, or they went over into the new year. So for example, Alan Wake 2 went over into the new year, so I thought, you know what, let's throw that in there, let's just do that. And Indiana Jones made it in right at the last minute, but I've got to include it because it came right at the last minute. Let's look at these lists first of all. We have Game of the Year, then we have the runner-ups, then we have pretty good. Runner-ups are like very close to hitting that. They were it was just too hard, because the thing is I'm playing games here that could be years old that did win Game of the Year, so it's very hard to choose one game that was just perfect, but we're going to do our best. Then we've got, yeah, pretty good, which is kind of like middle of the way, you know. Then it had potential to be really good. A couple of things just let it down, and then not good, not bad. Do you know what? Actually, very quickly, I'm going to change that to meh. We're going to change that to meh, because their game, it's just a game I really wasn't enjoying, or it just fell short, you know. And yeah, I think we should start doing this. So first of all, let's start. I think we'll start from the bottom and work our way down, maybe. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start with Alan Wake 2. Starting with a banger here. We actually started this in December, and what a game this was. The jump scares, the pure just craziness of what this game was, and it was a real psychological horror, and it worked really well. It was an excellent game. Good length as well, really fun. I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to put this has got to go. Soundtrack as well was excellent in it. It was scary. I'm going to put it in pretty good for now. And I know you guys are going to judge me with some of these votings, right? These tier listings, but you know, I've got to do it for us right, and it may switch around once I start putting games in. Who knows? Let's go with next. I want to talk about it because I want to put this. I'll be brutally honest. Rise of the Ronin. Okay, Rise of the Ronin. That was a game that, if you guys actually watched that the series, I've really struggled with it, man. I've really struggled with Rise of the Ronin. Some of the fights were really good. I couldn't get on with it fully. I did struggle with it. I'm going to put it in had potential, because it had potential to me, but it just didn't live up to what I wanted it to be. And it just fell short. I don't think it fell short enough to be here, because some of the boss fights I really enjoyed. So I don't think it was in meh. I wouldn't have said it was that. I would have said it was just like, it had the potential. Like, there were some good moments. Some just let it down. It wasn't absolutely just not there, but just for me personally, I couldn't get on with it fully. I struggled with it. But it had some excellent things, right? Some of the locations were really beautiful. Had some great boss fights. I just couldn't fully get on with that one at all, really. I really struggled with it. Next, let's look at Fears to Fathom. Now, we played this on the channel, and it's an indie game, it's a horror game. I love the Fears to Fathom games, and I know I don't do enough of these indie random horror games. I know I don't, because there's so many, and I just don't tend to do them enough. I don't know what it is. Well, they're scary. That's what it is. I can tell you exactly what it is. They're terrifying, but this was really cool. This was really, really cool. That moment when you're looking for the binoculars, and all of the whole group of them just turns around, sees you, and then and one of them comes right up to you and chases you up the stairs. Nah, that was too much. That's got to go in. That's got to go in pretty good, man. That's got to go in pretty good. Runner up, like I said, runner up also means it's very, very good. Yeah, it was a very, very good game. Now, I put The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered on here because it did come out, and I did play it this year on the channel. Saying that, I've just got to rate it based on what it is, right? It was my game of the year. When it was voted for game of the year, I voted it game of the year. I thought it was amazing. So I'm going to put it in pretty good because we know what the game is, right? I played it so many times. Do you know? I can't put it in runner-up. So next, it's going to get difficult because there's like 3 or 4 games that I really loved this year. Max Payne. Let's talk about Max Payne. What a game. I need to play Max Payne 2. I have got that actually on my Steam library ready to play. I just haven't played it yet. Very good game. Just incredible. We had that weird bug, right, where I couldn't get through it was like in Max's, isn't it like Max's Nightmare or something? And you're like walking, isn't it on like umbilical cords or something? And it just kept bugging out and I couldn't do it. And it was a struggle when I had to look up someone else's video to get through it. It was a nightmare, but it was a good game. I'll put it in pretty good. Let's look. What's next? What do I want to do next? Let's talk about Hellblade 2, man. That's going straight in meh. I'll be honest, I absolutely loved what I played. No, actually, it's going in Had Potential. I absolutely loved what I played. It was just so short. It was excellent, but it was just so short. I thought it was going to be fully a fleshed out game. Like when I finished it, I was like, oh, it's done. I was so confused. It was excellent, and that's why I'm putting in Had Potential. It had potential because it was really, really good from what I played of it. I'm stuck with this one. Keep it in meh for now, because it ended so soon. Watch Dogs was pretty good. Watch Dogs was really fun. I actually had a really good time with that game. That was really fun. The map was cool. I loved the whole, like, you could black out the city, and the story was cool with Adrian. And the whole subplot there with him and losing his niece, and yeah, it was cool. Combat was quite fun, hacking different things. I don't know if it got me interested enough to do the second or the third, but from what I heard as well, the second's actually quite good from what I heard, but the third is absolutely terrible. We're dwindling down to like some of the best ones I played this year. Like, it's really difficult for me. What Remains of Edith Finch was absolutely excellent. What Remains of Edith Finch was a really nice surprise for me, and it was needed as well at the time because I just didn't know what to play on. I wanted to play something really just nice and easy, and I saw this game on the PlayStation Store, I think it was, or it was in my library, because I think it came out on PlayStation Plus years ago. And it was really cool, man. It was quite sad at the end. It was very sad, but it was a great game. And it was one of those ones that's short and sweet. You know, there's a few games like that. It was a short and sweet game. It's very good. I'm putting it in pretty good. And now I think we're going to move on to Still Wakes the Deep. What a game this was. I'm putting it in pretty good. What a game this was. Still Wakes the Deep was, apparently it's a little bit like the movie The Thing, which I've never seen, but I saw a couple of people talk about how it's quite similar to that film. And what a game that was. What a game that was. It was insane. Very scary. Lots of stealth stuff, lots of moving around in stealth, and it was pretty long for what it was. You know, I couldn't see how they could have made it go on longer than what it was, right? And I thought it was a great game. A good couple of scares in there. We didn't really play too much of these horror games. Looking at this list, though, I really didn't play too much of these horror games, did I, guys? I didn't play much at all. I thought I played more horror games than that. That's actually quite tragic. Talking of horror games, Silent Hill 2 is a runner-up. What a game. Do you know what I might even change this to? Games of the Year. Silent Hill 2's in Games of the Year. Silent Hill 2, man, was... Let's talk about Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 was absolutely insane. It was my first experience in a Silent Hill game. I'd never played any of them. And I had such a blast with Silent Hill 2. It had a couple of good scares in there. James, right? Oh my gosh. I don't know how that guy got through most of that. I don't know how he got through that. It was a bit confusing. There's a lot of theories online about the ending of the game and what it means, but it's there's there is like a clear-cut thing of what happened. And yeah, it was amazing. You guys were great with that as well. You guys were joining in on that one. It was fun. It was fun. It was an excellent game. I've got to put it in Games of the Year. And what I'm going to do is actually I've got to add another list. I'll tell you why I'm adding another row. Add a row above. And I'm going to put this as the Game of the Year. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Because there's one that sticks out above the rest, right? But let's do Life is Strange next. Life is Strange I'm putting in runner-up. Life is Strange was excellent. There was a lot of people that really didn't like it I saw online after I completed the game. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I've always loved the Life is Strange games, and it just had that. But having Max back in it was just an excellent thing to do. The idea that more people have got powers as well. The whole thing with Suffy, right, and how Suffy's got powers, and I thought it was excellent, and it kind of leads on to there being another Life is Strange coming out with Max in it as well, which I really, really like. I thought the setting was great. I thought the soundtrack was great. I thought it was an excellent game. I don't see why it had quite a lot of stick. But I've really enjoyed it, so I'm putting it as a runner-up. We're dwindling down now, man, to some of the best ones. Let's do Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, I'm putting in pretty good. The reason I'm putting Ghostbusters in pretty good, I'm actually going to put Fears to Fathom in. I'm going to put Fears to Fathom in runner-up because I was really impressed with how good that was and how scary it was. And Alan Wake 2 as well in runner-up. Switching some of these about. Ghostbusters, let's talk about it. Ghostbusters was excellent because I'd never played it before, and I didn't realise it came out on PlayStation 2, then they remastered it, rehauled the graphics and brought it out on Xbox 360, right? And PlayStation 3. And that was my first time playing it. It was really fun. The nostalgia of it, right? And it being part of the Ghostbusters universe and that IP, but also it was kind of like the third film that never came about. And a couple of the actors, I think, have actually said that was like the third film, essentially. And yeah, I've really, really enjoyed that. I thought it was excellent. There was a couple of moments that I got so frustrated with. The gargoyles by the gate, when you've got to get the XO1 through the gate, and the gargoyles are there. And oh my gosh, that was awful. But apart from that, it was an excellent game. I absolutely loved it. Now, we have got here a very difficult task, and that is these 5 games. These 5 games are the best ones I played this year. They stuck. Well, actually 6, because Silent Hill 2 is in Games of the Year as well. We'll get to that in a second. This is my playlist. If you guys want to see it, absolutely, I'm going to share it. If you guys are interested. I think we're going to go with Fallout 3 in Games of the Year. Fallout 3, man. I mean, what can I say about Fallout 3? Fallout 3 was such an excellent game that came from just nowhere. I just wanted to play it. I was like, no, do you know what? I want to play this. The Fallout show had come out. I watched the Fallout show and was like, this is absolutely amazing. I need to play Fallout 3 and get through them properly and play them properly. I remember I played a bit of Fallout 4 and it was a bit... And I just rushed through it. I didn't take the time of it. I just rushed through the main story. I think I got the worst ending. And I was like, do you know what? After the Fallout show, I was like, I'm going to play Fallout 3 on the channel. Let's get it done. Let's see what it's like. And I absolutely loved it. As you guys know, a lot of you comment on that. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, phenomenal game. Fallout 3 was absolutely phenomenal. Fallout New Vegas, I have been waiting to play. I'm just trying to find the right time. And at the moment, it's just not the right time, right? At the moment, it's just not the right time to play. It's not the right time to play Fallout New Vegas yet, with Yakuza being here and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 around the corner. I'm hoping to get Fallout New Vegas done this year. That's my plan. But what a game that was. I'm just thinking of all the things that happened in that game. It was excellent. Like the Brotherhood of Steel. Oh man, it was excellent. It was absolutely excellent. That's definitely one of the top games this year. Next on the list, Bully. Bully was absolutely amazing. Bully was absolutely phenomenal. It was so funny, and it was just so like it's that one of those ones that as a kid I would see the cover of the game all the time, but knew nothing about it. And it's Rockstar, man. Rockstar just deliver every single time. I swear, Rockstar are just so good. Rockstar are just so good, right? And Bully was just incredible. Bully was incredible, and it was even all the way from the beginning to the end. It didn't slow down. I think my favourite moment was the Halloween section, and you had to go and do like trick and treating and stuff. I thought that was excellent. I thought it was a very good game, and yeah, Bully is there for me. I would love a Bully 2. I would love a sequel to that. That was absolutely excellent. We've knuckled down to 3. Let's talk about Red Dead 2 and why it's here. As you know, if you don't already, Red Dead 2, I played when it first came out and went all the way through the main story. Didn't really do any side stuff unless you had to do a main story. I said to you guys I was thinking of doing Red Dead 2 after doing all the GTAs. We went for a GTA marathon, and after doing Red Dead 2, or after doing the GTAs, I said, should I go and do Red Dead 2? I've already played it before, and you guys said, yep, do it. Do all the side stuff, like let's do the whole lot. And I'd done, I would say 98% of all of Red Dead 2 in terms of I went around and found like specific locations, like there's like a meteor that crash lands somewhere on the map. There's like a whole meteor that's crash landed into a hut. You can go in there. I've done like all the side stuff apart from the treasure maps. Really, that was the only thing I didn't really do. But I've done 98% of the side missions, and I only say that because there was one mission. I'm pretty sure it's just one side mission I didn't do, and that was because I fired my shotgun early, and the woman that I was supposed to be talking to, she just ran off and she would never speak to me again. But it was the one that you help to survive by herself. That her husband dies and you have to teach her to sort of survive by herself. She just ran off. But I'd done everything else on that game, and that is one of my favourite games ever made, Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is... Oh man, Red Dead 2 is something special. I want to put it here, but this is for one singular game. And I'll tell you another game that really surprised me, and it's got to go in here. And I saw a comment actually on one of my videos saying someone absolutely just really didn't like it. I'm putting Indiana Jones and the Great Circle in... Was it in Games of the Year, or was it in a runner-up? I'm going to say Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was in the runner-up. It was an amazing game. It was absolutely excellent. Was it on the level of Red Dead 2, Fallout 3, Bully and Silent Hill 2? No. It was just below that, but it was very, very good. I've had an absolute blast in that game. I only just recently completed Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, but it felt like an excellent continuation and the right move to continue the IP rather than doing films. I thought the voice acting was incredible. I thought Troy Baker did an excellent job with the voice of Indiana Jones, and I feel like that was the right way. That's the right way to go with it from now on. I really hope they do like a trilogy of those games, and we see them get bigger. You know, I also really loved the first person. I was very skeptical about it being first person. Absolutely loved it. It's really good. And I've seen a couple of people that have not played the game because it's first person. They don't think they'd get on with it. Genuinely try it. Just try it. It really surprised me how good that was. And for the final one, oh my god. You already see it. You already knew. You knew it was Game of the Year. You knew it was my Game of the Year. I mean, you knew it was. You knew it was. Kingdom Come Deliverance, man. Kingdom Come Deliverance, man. I don't even know where to start with this game. The emotion. Oh my gosh. The world building. And don't get me wrong, in the Games of the Year, they had that. But this had something over them, right? And that was the immersion I felt in Kingdom Come Deliverance was unlike anything I have played since in forever. Even that side of it, even over The Witcher 3, which I've mentioned before is one of my favourite games ever made. And I actually think Kingdom Come Deliverance done an even better job at immersing me personally. Kingdom Come Deliverance had an essence of launching you into a world where it felt like it was just you, right? You have no skills, you had no speech skills, no combat skills. You don't just pick up a sword and you're good to go. Like, you know nothing. And building that up and then becoming something really resonated with me. Like, it just really felt like I was doing it. And after every side quest, everything I'd done, it felt like it impacted the world that I was playing in. Like, Henry as a character was an excellent character. He was funny. It just had some amazing moments from the start when you're throwing horse manure on a house to the stuff with Lady Stephanie, like 30, 40, 50 hours down the line. It had so much, man, in terms of its capability to be able to just create all sorts of emotions in that game was hilarious. It was just amazing, hilarious, sad, exciting. There was just so much. The tourneys were going to the tourney was absolutely phenomenal. One thing I will say is I wish there was more than one tourney. I wish you could have gone to more than one tourney in the game. That was one criticism I had, was I wish there was more than one tourney, but it was so good. It was so good. Going to that tourney and just winning items, and it was such a good way to get better at the combat as well, was doing the tourneys. I need to talk about those locations, right? The locations were phenomenal. The way they'd done the first person was very good. And even like the horse riding and stuff like that, and how the camera would automatically, little things like if you looked around, the camera would, and then you just carried on sprinting and you didn't move it, the camera would automatically put you back in front of the horse so you knew where you was going. If you was too busy tapping the button or something, you couldn't reach for it, whatever, it would just move you back. After a certain amount of time, it would look back up. It was really handy. He was like going up a hill and you was just facing forward, and then all of a sudden you was looking at the horse, it would automatically just zoom up so you knew where you was going. It was quite good. The map was amazing. I loved the animation for the fast travel. I know I mentioned that a lot was about that. What was I going to say? Father Goodwin. Oh my gosh, that was by far my favourite. I think that's my favourite moment of that entire game, was when you first meet him and you go with the drink for him, and that whole night just sporadically just gets more and more eventful. That was absolutely amazing. That was my favourite moment. But the whole game was excellent, right? There was a whole moment where I thought Hans was going to die. Like, I was sure of it. But the fact that Henry and Hans become like best friends, and they start out as real, like, they hate each other, right? DLC as well was excellent, right? Was it the Band of Bastards DLC? That was particularly, I think that was, I know I did rank them when I was talking to you guys in the videos, but that one really stands out now after playing it. The Band of Bastards really stands out. The Hans one was very good. Obviously, I've got to mention with that game, the one moment that was just awful. It lasted like a couple of episodes, right? It's like a few episodes when you're stuck in, when you have to sneak into the monastery. That was so difficult. There was a point where I was on that and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get out of this and do it right. I thought I'd get out of there and just be hating the decision I got. Somehow he managed to do it, but that goes to show you what that game was like, though, and why it has to stand out, man. Like, it just had so many curveballs, so many things you ended up doing that you was like, what is happening right now? Like, and you were stuck to a time slot in that. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. You were stuck to, there was a whole time slot of when you had to go to bed, when you had to go to certain classes. It was ridiculous. Like, that game felt real. It was scary. That felt real. But yeah, I mean, that's the list. That's the list right there. That's it. I actually think I'd put yeah, no, I think that's right. I think I'm happy with that. I know it sounds, and don't get me wrong, when I put meh and I put one right at the bottom like that, like Hellblade 2, like don't get me wrong, I know the devs put in such an amazing amount of work. I'm sure they did, right? But whoever's decision was to make it that small, nah, I'm sorry, I think it has to go meh. And like I said, Rise of the Ronin, yep, had potential. Like Last of Us Part 2, don't be like thrown off by that. It's just because it's come out, right? And I always feel a bit weird actually adding it on the list because it's a remastered game. But I feel like I had to because, and I'd already played it, but I feel like I had to. I mean, technically, game like Red Dead 2, I've already played, but I hadn't played it. Hence why it's there. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance, man. It's game of the year. It's game of the year. For those who watched me play it, they already knew it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that was okay. It was my first time doing it. I'm sure we'll expand this as it goes on. So next year I'll try and do a little bit more for it. But I wanted to get the video out there, and I was worried I wasn't going to get it done. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give the video a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, it's first time doing this, so feels a bit weird, but yeah, it was fun. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.